Welcome to First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis, the birthplace of Congregational Humanism. We carry on that tradition of free thought today, dedicated to promoting a free search for truth, meaning, and justice. Our web address is firstunitarian.org. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning, and thank you to our guest musicians here, Sprig of That, for being with us this morning. We are doing something we have historically called a Music Sunday. So at First Unitarian Society, there has been a history of holding special services a couple times a year to just really kind of strip away other elements and really focus in on music. Sometimes it's featured some classical ceremony or classical music with orchestra and choir. Sometimes, more recently, we've tried a couple different things. Last year with Champagne Confetti, and then this fall with kind of Contemporary Music Sunday here with Sprig of That. So Sprig of That does a lot of composing and writing of their own music, and we have on guitar Ilan Blanc, and on tabla we have Chrissy Bergmark. And on violin, we have Isabel Damon, and on cello, we have Carl Henry. So thank you to Sprig of That for being here this morning. And just a brief word, we have kind of this idea of the Sunday is called Music Unites, and so as we move into uncertain and turbulent times, music exists as something that can help us through the literal vibrations carried through the airwaves and by the power it has to transform us as we create it ourselves. I am so pleased to be able to present this Music Sunday with Sprig of That today and allow us all the opportunity to experience this sensation together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, and good morning and welcome. First to our ethical explorers who are coming in to join us in this multi-generational assembly, something we do once a month. So to each of you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, welcome to the First Unitarian Society on this overcast but seasonal morning in Minneapolis. Whoever you are, wherever you are, present in body in this space, present with us online, however you identify, whoever you love, whatever brought you here today, you are welcome. It is good to be together and to gather as a community of seekers, to honor the interdependence of life, to respect the dignity of all, and to honor the land we walk humbly upon. And as we gather, let us acknowledge that we walk upon the traditional land of the Dakota Oyate, and in particular of the Wapatuka tribe, who still call this place home and who continue to work for justice and self-determination. We do have the capacity, if we have the will, to work together reparatively for equity and justice. My name is Yulin Stoneberg, and as your interim minister, it's my pleasure to be part of my first Music Sunday with you and with this wonderful quartet of musicians on a day when we're also acknowledging Transgender Day of Remembrance and when our ethical explorers will also be sharing what they've been up to this past month. We're so fortunate, aren't we? Obviously, work continues on the flooring in this beautiful room. And as you may have noticed, we're working on creating a welcoming space for families so that they'll always feel comfortable here with us. We'll likely experiment a bit with the size and location, but for sure we want to be absolutely positive that everyone of all ages knows that they're welcome in this space. I hope that everyone can stay and enjoy the wonderful mini meal after the assembly. It features Indian Navratan korma with basmati rice, or Grandpa's great goulash, and good day for banana cake. This week, and there's always gluten-free and vegan options available, this meal, is open to all, and there's a donation jar for those who can support it, if you'd like. And there are designated tables for such groups as newcomers and families and kids, so please stay and spend some time in warm conversation. I also just want to note that there is interfaith Thanksgiving service at Hennepin Avenue Methodist on Thursday at 10 a.m. All are welcome to that, and I'll be participating in that, so I'd love to see some of you there. That information was in our Friday update. As always, it is such a privilege to be together, especially on this Music Sunday. Plato said that music is a moral law. that it gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and charm and gaiety to life and to everything. Today's opening words of unknown origin seem to be inspired by Plato. As a ribbon of harmony through all creation, music gives soul to the universe. As we freely search for truth and meaning, music gives wings to the mind. As the embodiment of unlimited possibility, music gives flight to the imagination. As an urgent drumbeat, music calls us to the work of justice and transformation. As a reflection of our deepest selves, music gives rise to the yearnings of the spirit. And as an architect of the interdependent web of all existence, music brings unity to our world. Like the rhythm of a heartbeat, music gives life to everything. As the voice of love, passion, sorrow, and joy, music connects to the heart. We light a flame here and hope that those of you online can light one too. The flaming chalice is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. We are led by its light and inspired by its flame and drawn together by its warmth. Sam is going to light the flame for us today, so please join me in reading the 13th century words of the 13th century poet and Islamic scholar Rumi. Today, like every other day, we wake up empty and frightened. Don't open the door to the study and begin reading. Take down a musical instrument. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are 100 ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Thank you, Sam. And our chalice flame is lit, so now for some more music.
Good morning. My name is Justice Renee. I've been coming to FUS for a while, and today we are going to honor Trans Day of Remembrance. Trans Day of Remembrance has been held on November 20th since 1999. It was first started to remember Black trans family that had lost their lives, that had been snuffed out due to hate and violence. Over the last year, this is an international ceremony that we hold, and over the last year, we have lost 412 trans individuals worldwide and 328 to violence around the world. And this year, 37 to violence in the US. This number can be different on different websites and in different lists because putting this number together is very difficult. Tabulation is made very difficult due to police records, funeral home records, tracking, and what happened. The number is, by all estimates, much larger than the 37 that we're going to read today. Sorry, this is actually pretty rough for me. I'm going to call forward my readers to come help us. I want to thank the Trans Welcome Team for joining us in today. And I want to thank our ethical explorers who are here today. They are going to help us as well. For our ceremony today, what we are going to do is we have a mannequin here, and for each name, our ethical explorers, thanks with Mark Weiler's help and with Zola's help, are going to help put an item of clothing onto our mannequin for each name. I would ask at the end that there is no applause, as we want to remember the reason for why we're doing this. And yeah, so I'm going to go together. You want to come on forward, and do you want to read the first name? Sounds good.
J. Flores.
San Coleman.
Honey Walker.
Red China Barbie Iceland.
Can you slow down just a little bit? Yep.
Kasim Omar.
Tyvon Lathan.
Vanity Williams.
Dylan Gurley.
Jade Monique Thomas Brooks.
Shannon Boswell.
Kenji Zemanta Spurgeon.
M. Tapia.
Polly Likens.
Liara Kylie Tsai.
Michelle Henry.
Tay Dior Thomas.
Jaslyn Johnson.
Keita B.
Andrea Doria Dos Passos.
Star Brown.
Phoenix River Nevea Goddard.
Legend Billions Ace T. Edward. T. Arnold.
Maraces Medina.
Alex Taylor Franco.
Diamond Brigman.
Reina Hernandez.
Chevy Righteous Torrance TK Hill.
Nex Benedict.
Emma Africa Paria Garcia.
Sasha Williams.
Kitty Monroe.
Lexus Walker.
Megan Riley Lewis.
Amber Minor.
Savannah Ryan Williams, Minneapolis.
Amiri Jean Reed.
Kejuan Richardson.
Included in the list is those that we lost, that were unknown, that we don't know. And I'm including a rose for those names. And we also have to include a rose for those who lost their lives to all the transphobia that caused them to end their lives due to suicide. This year is a little bit different in the ceremony because I want to call attention to one small thing that is really clear that we need to be aware of. On the list this year, we had two names. Savannah Ryan Williams and Liara, sorry, I'm slipping up on my names. I had it written down. Liara are here from Minneapolis and a part of our community. We knew them in the trans community. They were a part of our group. We're a trans refuge state, and we talk about how we are here for all of our neighbors, but that has not stopped many of us from dealing with transphobia in our travel around Minneapolis. Not a single one of my friends does not have a particular moment where they felt and dealt with it at some point or other. Violence has occurred in our schools. Cobalt was beat had their jaw broken in Hopkins High School this year. And the school covered it up until the trans community held a public rally. And 2 weeks ago, Jess and Dahlia were beaten by a group of 6 people on 5th and Hennepin and put in the hospital. Their names are important to remember as we deal with this. And as we move into the next year underneath the Trump administration, we're already seeing the rights of the trans community under attack. And so in that same lines, I'm putting 2 medication bottles. These are estradiol that I take that is being told that I may end up losing over the next year. This is life-saving medication that has saved my life, has dropped my blood pressure by 25 points, and so many other things. So we remember the names, and we remember each of the individuals. Thank you very much.
Şık yol beni bakken sana getirdi o yasake direnecektim yokluğunda büyüyecektim kupkuru bir ağacın dalları yeşerecektim yokluğunda büyüyecektim insana da bir habermiş alnındaki yazgı senin ardını bilmek ne bu giden gelemez o değerden bir hevesle yaşarım ama yollarım hep sana çekeriz sonumu bir tek sen bilirsin söyle bu nasıl adalet adalet
Walt Whitman was a great purveyor of attention, giving poetic words to his lived experience, whatever it was. These words are from his epic Song of Myself, from the 26th stanza. Now I will do nothing but listen, to accrue what I hear into this song, to let sounds contribute toward it. I hear bravuras of birds, bustle of growing wheat, gossip of flames, clack of sticks cooking my meals. I hear the sound I love, the sound of the human voice. I hear all sounds running together, combined, fused, or following, sounds of the city and sounds out of the city, sounds of the night and day. Talkative young ones to those that like them, the sounds of the loud laugh of work people at their meals, the angry bass of disjointed friendship, the faint tones of the sick. The judge with hands tight to the desk, his pallid lips pronouncing a death sentence. The heave-ho of stevedores unlading ships by the wharfs, the refrain of the anchor lifters, the ring of alarm bells, the cry of fire, the whir of swift streaking engines and hose carts with premonitory tinkles and colored lights. The steam whistle, the solid roll of the train of approaching cars, the slow march played at the head of the association, marching two and two. They go to guard some corpse. The flag tops are draped with black muslin. I hear the violoncello. 'Tis the young man's heart's complaint. I hear the keyed cornet. It glides quickly in through my ears. It shakes mad, sweet pangs through my belly and breast. I hear the chorus. It is a grand opera. Ah, this indeed is music. This suits me. A tenor, large and fresh as the creation, fills me. The orbic flex of his mouth is pouring and filling me full. I hear the trained soprano. What work with hers is this? The orchestra whirls me wider than Uranus flies. It wrenches such ardors from me, I did not know I possessed them. It sails me. I dab with bare feet. They are licked by the indolent waves. I am cut by bitter and angry hail. I lose my breath. Steeped amid honeyed morphine, my windpipe throttled in fakes of death. At length, let up again to feel the puzzle of puzzles, and that we call being.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting us and welcoming us to be here, where we can be of service to such a thoughtfully and beautifully constructed morning. We're going to do a piece next that is a bit of an ode to the Mississippi, and so it's always a joy to be able to play it here in the Twin Cities. It's called Riversong. Are you ready? If anyone else has anything to tune, this would be a good moment to do it. I've been told I have another 20 seconds to fill. Okay, your tuning time is over now. This is Riversong. Thank you all so much for inviting us here. What an honor and what a privilege.
Good morning. My name is Barb Lutz. I've been a member here for 18 years about, and really happy with this community that we have here. It's just really important that we all get along, and we've had a few bumps in the road here lately with the Upper Assembly Hall and the decisions that were made, and I think that we all need to just really gather together and embrace what we've decided and move on. First Unitarian Society is a free, independent, and self-governing humanist community. Because of the generosity of our members and friends in time, talent, and treasure, we are able to bring our message of justice and hope to the world. And I just want to mention the talent that we have here with all the people we have on the Board of Trustees, the Foundation Board, the committees that we have. People work hard here, the trans welcoming community. You know, we do a lot of good in this community, and I'm just really appreciative of everything that people do here in our community. You can scan the QR code on the screen. Yep, it's up there, which will take you to our giving page. There you will find several easy ways to contribute to our mission, including a link to our online giving page, as well as a pledge form for planned giving. If you're in the building and want to give by cash or check, please stop by the office. Thank you for helping make our work possible.
Good morning, everybody. Let me see if I can get this out. Hi, so I'm Zola. If I haven't gotten to meet you yet, hello. I'm really excited to be here for our second official intergenerational assembly with the Ethical Explorers. If you didn't catch it last month, we were exploring ethics through the lens of the arts, as we always do with our themes of last month, service, participation, and what was our third one? Now I can't remember. But we have our E2 art gallery always. It's in the breezeway right on the other side of that wall. So if you would like to see what we were working on last month, I really recommend checking that out, as well as checking out last month's YouTube recording of the entire Intergen Assembly, which you can find online. So this month we were learning about the themes of empathy, altruism, and repair. Some of the artists that we learned about, the visual artist Norman Rockwell, looking through his career, especially his painting, The Problem We All Live With, of Ruby Bridges. We learned about performing arts through Youssou N'Dour, the Senegalese musician, and the kids got to choose who our literary artists were. So we learned about Dustin Brady, the children's book author, and the written work of Frida Kahlo, which was really interesting. So I'm going to let our Ethical Explorer emissaries take it away and get to share a little bit about what we've learned about this month.
Okay. My name is Ren, and I made this with Sula, and we did repair, empathy, and altruism. And so I made the picture, and there's these people repairing a building after a bunch of other people destroyed it, and they're writing good things on it, and they're saying, "How's it going up there?" That person's replying, "Good." And this person, to represent altruism, is saying, "I'm gonna miss my appointment, but that's okay." And then there's this person working on a community garden and saying, "These fruits and vegetables will feed many hungry people." So like that's empathy. And then they're all repairing this, and then the bike rider is saying, "This looks beautiful, thanks."
Can you bring me the other one? Can you bring me Everett's? And we have another amazing work that we're going to share that this learner wanted to be anonymous for this time, but I thought this work was really amazing and I wanted to get to share. This was made in our sketchbook, so it's a little smaller. I'm going to kind of turn it around so people can get a better look. On top it says Ruby Bridges, and this was inspired by Norman Rockwell's painting, The Problem We All Live With. You can see the small figure of Ruby Bridges at the top of these very, very steep-looking stairs, surrounded by these kind of warped figures around her, which could be, you know, the marshals escorting her, could be the people trying to stop her from entering the school. There's a lot of ways to interpret that, and I don't want to do that for the artist. So I thought this was really important to get to share with you guys. A lot of our learners are making really amazing work. It's sometimes scary to share with the whole congregation, which is part of why we have our art gallery. And I do really invite you, if you have the chance to talk to any of the ethical explorers, to ask them about what they've been working on, because it's been amazing and mind-blowing just for me as a facilitator. So thank you all very much.
That is another kind of music, right? To hear what our kids have to share and to see it. It's such a beautiful melody. As is this poem by Mary Oliver that's called Song for Autumn. Don't you imagine the leaves dream now how comfortable it will be to touch the earth instead of the nothingness of air and the endless freshets of wind. And don't you think the trees, especially those with mossy hollows, are beginning to look for the birds that will come, 6, a dozen, to sleep inside their bodies? And don't you hear the goldenrod whispering goodbye, the everlasting being crowned with the first tuffets of snow? The pond stiffens and the white field over which the fox runs so quickly brings out its long blue shadows. And the wind wags its many tails. And at evening, the piled firewood shifts a little, longing to be on its way.
Thanks again so much for having us. We're having a great time playing for you all up here. We hope you are as well. So each time we play for an audience, I like to say a little bit about my instrument because it's a little unusual for this context. So my instrument is called tabla, and it comes from the country of India, specifically the northern part of India. So if you've ever been to an Indian classical music concert and you saw Hindustani music, which is referring to the northern classical music of India, you may have seen tabla. There's a lot of special things about tabla, but I think one of the more interesting things is that all of the sounds that I play have a special name or a word for them. So as you begin to learn tabla, you're kind of learning a language as well as learning the sounds of the instrument. So I'll show you a couple. This one, which you've heard quite a bit already today, is called ta. This one is called g, and when you put them together, they form this sound, which is called da. I've got some other sounds too. There's tete, terekita, taka terekita, kirenaka terekita, taka taka terekita. Which is actually what is the name, or what our next tune is named after. There's a composition that I love to play, a classical tabla composition, and I kind of took this composition and pulled out different accent patterns and harmony ideas, and then a melody kind of emerged. But I don't actually play the composition in the next tune that we're going to play together. So I wanted to recite it for you and play a little bit of it for you so that you can get it in your ear. So it goes like this. Da terikita tagina dagetina kirenaka terikita taka taka terikita da terikita tati tagina dagetina gena da terikita tagina dagetina kirenaka terikita taka taka terikita da terikita tati tagina dagetina gena. And here's what it sounds like. Thanks so much. This next tune is called Kirenaka.
And now we get to make some music by singing. So please rise in body and or spirit to sing number 108 if any of you picked up a gray hymnal. Otherwise the words will be on the screen. How can I keep from singing? Or my life flows on an endless song. However you know that tune, that's what we're going to sing. So go ahead. My life flows on in endless song above its limitation. How can we keep from singing, from making music, when everything around us is playing its chorus? Hafiz captured this in Every City is a Dulcimer. We're not quite at the chalice extinguishing yet, but that's okay. Just so you know, Paul. You can stand there. Please go ahead and stand there. Every City is a Dulcimer by Hafiz. There is the rising up from light's embrace. This rising up that you can see in a summer field or in a child dancing. Every city is a dulcimer that plays its chorus against our ears. If I don't ever complete a sentence while we are together, accept my apologies and try to understand this sweet thought. Birds initially had no desire to fly, so God sat close to them playing music. When he left, they missed him so much their great longing sprouted wings, and they took to the sky. Listen, nothing evolves us like love. So before extinguishing our chalice and then hearing one more piece of music, I want to offer my deep gratitude to Sprig of That for being with us together, being with us today. It was such a gift. Thank you so much. Yeah. And also much gratitude to Justice for leading the Trans Day of Remembrance ritual, and to our ethical explorers for being here with us and for being just the wonderful beings that you all are. Thank you. Yay is right. So what a joy to be filled with gratitude as we come upon the Thanksgiving holiday. May you find much to be grateful for and ways to show your gratitude to others so that the holiday is a happy one for each and every one. So now, I guess as Paul comes to extinguish our chalice, please join me in speaking the words on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment, all of these we carry in our hearts and in our minds until we are together again.